Hi guys, welcome to Learning Electronics Repair and a special video because we have a very interesting announcement at the end of this video, and that's how you can have yourself a thermal camera for free. So keep watching to the end and you'll find out all about that. But what we're going to do today is to compare the P2 thermal camera from Thermal Master with the
FLIR One
Pro.
Yeah, Pro. Doesn't say Pro on the cover here, no.
Okay.
Well, it's a Pro.
It's a Pro.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two thermal cameras here. Now, just talking about specifications, we had a look at this. So, the FLIR One Pro, which Det has, what are the specifications we have here?
Well, remember, this is an old one, and I'm a victim here because I fell for the advertising there. Because, well, you look for a thermal camera, what you get is a FLIR. Of course you get a FLIR. Mm-hmm. And you have to remind me, I brought this from Germany, so this is about 4 years old something.
Okay.
So it's not a new product, so keep this in mind, but it still sells, and it sells for $400.
Okay.
Whew. For $400 pro model, you get 160 by 120 resolution. That isn't great, but you don't want to make movies with this stuff.
Exactly.
Resolution is a thing. This gets up to 400 degrees Celsius. I have no idea what this is in Fahrenheit, but we use the right numbers here.
Okay.
And it works for Apple and Android. Frame rate, I have no idea what this is. Feels like something under 10 frames per second. But again, you don't want to make movies for inspection work. This is fine.
Okay.
It runs on your phone, so you need a phone for that.
And that's Android and Apple?
That's Android and Apple, yeah. But you have to decide which version you want to get on when you buy one, because Lightning versus USB-C. The biggest downside I know of is the internal battery. So you have to charge this thing, and it runs for about an hour before it craps out.
Hang on a second. This is connecting to the USB on your phone. Why does it need to have a battery? Yeah.
So again, I'm a victim here.
Okay.
Would I buy this again? No. Because, up to you. Give me the specs on the little one.
Okay, so this is the P2 from Thermal Master. I'll actually show you the camera itself.
Yeah, and look, there's a dancing girl on the cover.
There is a dancing girl. It must be worth more for the dancing girl.
Yes, please.
Don't you think, guys?
Yeah, show the dancing girl again.
Okay, and this is the P2. So, when I say this is the P2 and its protective holder. It also comes with like a clip. I think this is for attaching to a tool belt.
All right.
Cool. Just clip that on there, okay. And this is a protective case. So this is very secure. This is not going to come open unless you press the button firmly and it clicks. And then you can open it. Okay.
Like a little clamshell.
Like a little clamshell, and there we have the camera. So, again, this attaches to your mobile phone. Okay.
Tiny.
Absolutely. This has a resolution of 256 by 192. It has a 25 Hz refresh rate, so it's nice and smooth. This will measure from -20 centigrade to +550. We couldn't actually find the low limit for the FLIR One Pro.
Nope.
And this is powered from your phone, so no charging of batteries. Yeah, this powers from your phone. Again, you can get this for the Apple or for Android, but once again, you choose when you're buying because it has an adapter for the different type of connector on the Apple.
And you know the best thing? $180.
Yeah, 180 at the moment. However, there's a special offer at the moment. When you look into the video description to this video, you will see a special promo code and get an even better price than that. And this is the one we're going to be giving away, and we'll explain later in the video how you can win this.
You know what? I see a big difference here. I have two cameras, you have one.
Okay.
But that doesn't help.
I think your two cameras has one optical and one infrared.
It does indeed.
And this is just infrared. So, guys, you know the difference. You know the difference in price. I'll stop putting my hand in front of Det's face because it's very rude. Okay. And really, I think the only thing we can do to prove this one way or another is to test these. So let's get them both connected up onto our phones.
Yep.
Let's see how they work for a long distance viewing and for close-up viewing. And then you can see yourself the difference between these two thermal cameras. Okay guys, so let's have a look at the startup time for these cameras, how fast this actually boots up. If you're wondering what this is, by the way, it's just a pen, because with the phone lying back we have a lot of reflection, so you can actually see the screen, that's why that's there. So FLIR, Jack, let's start with this up.
Let's hit the FLIR. Yeah, so this is an Android phone, so I'll simply connect it over here and nothing happens because I need to press the start button.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine me sitting there waiting for the thing to start up for a long time, long time. And now it should be doing its thing sometime, maybe now.
Are you sure it's doing something?
You can cut in there.
Oh,
you saw that? Yeah.
We were just going to cut in there and something happened. Okay.
Yeah, and look at this. We got the thing. And there's a camera working. So
okay.
There's not much you can configure. You can set hot points, you can do the scale, and you do calibrating, and of course you can record. But that's it. You can't do much more here. So
and
I'll move this away. Oh, yeah, you want to do the thing.
We can do the thing. So
yeah, there's a hand.
There's a hand, and it leaves a nice handprint. But what I do notice is when I move my hand, it stays there for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, frame rate isn't great.
Frame rate isn't great. Okay, so let's compare that with the P2.
Okay, let's go.
Switch the phone on. I'm in the phone. And I'll attach the camera to the phone.
This looks so tiny.
Yeah, this is so small in comparison.
One of the benefits with USB-C, it doesn't matter which way you connect them. So if you want to have a front camera, this was fast.
That was fast, yeah. Before Det complete the sentence, it's on. Yeah. Wait, we click on the camera. Where it says camera, and again this is taking a few seconds now, but much faster than that FLIR One.
Yeah.
Again, we're booted up, so we can see we have a range at the moment set to 20 to 150. That's the default range. You can change that. So let's try the same thing again. One hand.
Paw print.
And it moves. Yeah, it moves basically at the same time. Look.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice.
So there's a big difference there in the refresh rate. Okay, so let's try the camera on some distant objects and let's see how well it actually works. So we're going to use again the FLIR One first, look around the office, at the lights, at the air conditioning, and see what we can see.
This is a look around the office with the FLIR, and you always can tell this is slow, this is really slow. But since you've seen the original recording that we're getting from the thing, the blue thing up there, what you see there, I'm just moving. See if the audio still works. I hope the audio still works. This is the aircon. So the blue line down there is the aircon.
Can we see the temperature of that?
I can see the temperature, but I think I have to set points for this. Well, I can tell you that deep blue is 5 point something degrees Celsius. It's all Celsius here, because it gives me a scale on the side here. But frame rate isn't great. And what's good is you got a little overlay where it gives you real life outlines. So if I point at Julie's desk here, you can see the little keyboard here. But when I get closer, parallax is my enemy here. So this will get really distorted. Oh no, it doesn't. Well, normally it does. We see this on the PCBs later.
Okay, and now this is the P2. So again, I'm walking around the office. You can see the air conditioning up here. Once again, I can put a point on the screen which shows the temperature. So I just choose point. Okay, then I can just touch my phone screen and I have 0.1 there. And it's telling me that the temperature of that is actually around 9 degrees. Okay.
Mine's, but I didn't do a point.
Okay, and I can also zoom in. So look, this now has a zoom facility. Okay, again, I can click a point on there and I can see the temperature it's telling me on the screen there. Okay, so this has a zoom as well. I'll just zoom back in. You can see there, in fact, is Detlef. Okay.
Smoking hot, right?
Smoking hot. And we come to look at something like the desk, Julie's desk. We see the keyboard is there. Now you'll notice with this doesn't have like an overlay where you can see the optical image and the thermal image. What this camera does have though is an opacity feature. So I can actually click on the picture-in-picture, switch this on, and you can see now I actually have an image from the camera so I can see what I'm looking at. Okay, it doesn't follow around, so it's not the same thing that the FLIR does. I can increase the opacity like so. We see I can increase it or decrease it. I can move it. So this does have a similar feature. It's just implemented in a very different way. So that's how the P2 works on more distant objects. Okay guys, so you can see from the recordings, those were actually done on the phone, so the audio was recorded on the phone as well, and you can see that they behave in quite different ways. So this one has a higher resolution, higher frame rate thermal image, but it doesn't have that optical image overlaid. This one gives you a low resolution thermal image, but you have the optical overlay, which you can see. And I think really you need to decide which you prefer between the two. The other thing I noticed that on this one, when I set a temperature point, you can actually see it on the recording. Previously I've tried thermal cameras, and although I can see it on the screen, I can't see it on the recording. This one I can do, but with this we couldn't. So we could see on the screen the temperature of the air conditioner, but we couldn't see it on the recording. I honestly don't really know which two I prefer out of those images. I mean, they both work. They both tell us the temperature. But I honestly don't know between having the overlay and not having, which I prefer. What do you think, Detlef?
I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this because normally I'd say the FLIR is, yeah, it's my camera, so nothing to write home about. But I think currently I prefer the FLIR because I don't care much about frame rate. Again, I'm not making movies here, and the outline gives me a very good orientation there. If I only get blurry blobs of color on the screen there, that could be a thing.
So difference of opinion, really.
Yeah,
on that one.
I have no idea how to set a point in there. I probably used when Richard told me, "Oh, can you get your FLIR?" and I said, "Okay, I have to look it up. I have no idea where this is because I haven't used it for 1.5 years or something." So my memory is really foggy what the software is about.
Another difference you notice is that when we were looking at the thermal image, if Det wanted to get it bigger on the screen to zoom in, he had to move closer to it.
True.
With this one, I could zoom. Yeah, I have the zoom facility. I can zoom right in onto the image. Now, around the office, that's not so much an issue. But if you're looking, for example, at air conditioning or pipe work and boilers on site, it may be very impractical to get close to it.
True.
So this does give you like a telescopic option.
Yeah, but please keep in mind this is a digital one. So this zooms in on the pixels.
Exactly, but there again, we're not recording movies here. So when it comes to actually being able to work, this I think has advantages in that respect. You can look at more distant objects much closer up and see where the hot and cold points are.
True.
Without climbing ladders or else. Yeah. So again, so there's some big differences there between these two thermal cameras, and we're not going to say in that respect which is the best. That is up to you guys.
Yeah, true.
Now let's have a look at something close up. Motherboard from PC. I'll power it up on the bench and let's see how this works.
All right, this is the FLIR view as we did before, and I don't know if on my screen I see the little temperature range here, and it tells me that the hottest parts, which are white, so the South Bridge over here is white right now. That's about 41 degrees, 42 degrees, it tells me. I don't know if this comes over on video, and I have no way to get this to video, I think. What I see here was a little overlay. Let's see where the bias. Do you see where the bias battery is? So this is where the parallax fights you. You see the infrared is the blue, the blackish outline, and the overlay is something silver. So now the parallax is fighting.
Yeah. So the image.
Yeah, they can't be.
It doesn't line up. So what you say is the optical image and the thermal image doesn't line up.
Yeah.
So although you can clearly see what's on the board, you can't actually tell where the hotspots are.
Yeah. So let's move over here. What this is? So over here. So there's a chip, and you can tell that the chip is heating up in the middle, but the outlines is somewhere totally off the line. The FLIR isn't made for this. You have to see here, the FLIR isn't, this is not specially designed for that. So parallax is a thing. So you have to live with that.
I have a problem with that as much as if you had, say, 2 or 3 MOSFETs in the line.
Yeah.
The one that shows as hot is not necessarily the one that's actually hot because the image is offset,
And by the way, I have no way to switch this off. So it's always in there. Maybe this isn't the greatest thing, but again, they probably didn't design this for electronics people. This is more for work with ACs or something on a rooftop, so where you have to follow lines. And for this is great, but well, this is somewhat convoluted for work like this.
Okay, so we have a motherboard on the bench now. You can see, I'm just looking around this, so we can see, for example, this is the south bridge, if you like. We have some MOSFETs. You can see here something quite warm. Again, I can put a temperature point on there so we can see the temperature of that component is about 39, 40 degrees. Okay. Just come over this side. This is a MOSFET. Again, we can see 32 degrees. And if you look, you can actually see the small components. So we have rows of resistors here, for example. This is like a fixed focus, so I just have to get the thing in the right distance, and then we can see them. The components there. Okay. Another chip here, 45 degrees. To the back of the board, something there warm. 43 degrees. Let's look around. You'll notice that reflective things like the CMOS battery always look warm. That's a very common thing with thermal cameras. Anything that's reflective will show as hot even though it isn't. And I think that's with all thermal cameras. So again, some more chips down here, 47 degrees. And we'll just go to the other side. This is where the VRMs are. Move this cable out of the way. There we go. So 3940, you can see some MOSFETs here. So you can quite clearly see the various components on the board, and you can see the areas that are hot, and that's without any sort of optical overlay. I actually think that works quite well. So you can see, guys, these are quite different beasts, really. The FLIR does have this trick with the optical overlay, which makes you think you have like a very clear image of what you're looking at. But you can see on the motherboard that the thermal image was completely offset from the optical image. So, as I mentioned, if you had a row of MOSFETs, for example, and you can see one is lit up in red, it could actually be the next one to the left. It may not be the one that you actually have the problem with. And for other components as well. The P2 gives a lower resolution, or rather a higher resolution thermal image, but it doesn't have that optical overlay. But you could actually see which component was hot. So when you looked at the chip, for example, you can see the hot square was in the center of the chip where the die is, not like halfway across the board away from the chip. So really they are very different beasts. I will add that there are thermal cameras like the P2 Pro which have macro lenses which are more designed for this type of application and very close viewing. But I honestly believe the P2 was good enough. You could see which chip was hot. Again, with the FLIR at one point to the left hand side of the board, and I've highlighted that on the video, you can see I put a little pointer to it. You can see that that entire area just looks red, whereas on the P2 only the MOSFET looked red.
Yep, the differentiating thing there was way better.
Yeah. So anyway, so what do you think really about that, Det?
My verdict. What I really liked was you set the point, a measuring point, and it was in the video.
Yeah.
I really like this. You can't do this on the FLIR. I checked, and the recording you saw, I had a scale on the side of my screen where I could tell you, oh, this is which temperature is what. But I couldn't record this. This doesn't go into the video, so you're left with guesswork there. This is not good. Imagine a customer, you want to show, okay, this thing is getting up to 70 degrees, and he needs to take your word for that.
Yeah, or you have to take the customer with you up the ladder to show him.
Well, this could be a bit of dangerous,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, really, guys, they are very different.
My final verdict would be, if you already own a FLIR, there's no really need to upgrade. If you don't run into something where you need temperatures higher than 400 degrees, because the P2 does more than 400 degrees.
Yeah.
And if you need a smooth frame rate because you're producing a movie or something, probably you won't do that. There's no really need to upgrade. If you don't own a thermal camera, this little thing is great.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't own a FLIR, I'd probably get one. Maybe I'll get one in the thing you want to talk about.
Oh, the free contest. So, yeah, guys, the difference as well, $400, 180, and there is a special offer in the video description. But even better than that, we have a free giveaway. So on the 29th of December, we're giving one of these away. We're actually doing the free draw on the live stream on that date. But you don't have to be onto the live stream to actually enter the competition. So I will be making a video about a week before. So we're looking around 22nd of December, a little bit just before Christmas. I'll give you the details on how to enter that. And you can win one of these for free. And come on, that has got to be a great deal.
Thanks, Thermal Master.
So thank you very much to Thermal Master for sending me the review sample. And this is not the one you will win, by the way. You will win a brand new one shipped directly from Thermal Master to yourself anywhere in the world. Okay. So thank you very much to Thermal Master. Thanks very much to you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. So get down there into the comments and let us know what you thought. You know what we thought of it. Okay. Ciao for now, guys.